Good afternoon, everyone. This is self-education, and if I provided you value in this video, please like, share, subscribe. Today we're going to talk about being in a rut in life, whether that means mentally, physically, working out, financially. When I see a lot of people, when I go out in public or working, etc. I see a lot of people that they're just walking through life like a zombie. And I'm not saying necessarily that you have to change everything you're doing to have a better life, to have a better budget, to be fit. But this video, I think, is a really good introduction to talk about just small steps you take to introduce to yourself to change habits that are long-term forming habits. These small good habits will break the bad ones and will create good energy, will create good flowing things to your life, and you'll notice improvements. I'm not saying you have to cut out everything. Like, for example, before winter, I started noticing I was putting on a few pounds. Started walking every day, just you know, just till I get worn out. I'm not going to the gym and working out or anything, but I've noticed improvements. I've lost weight. I've gained muscle, and it's just a small step that most people could take, and I feel like that's really important. Whether it's your budget as well, there's small steps that you can do to improve your life through your budget. Whether that be cutting something out small, just one day a week, or cutting back on something a little bit here. In business, that's called margin. Not saying, cut out your coffee every day or something, but if you get 2 coffees a day, maybe just try doing 1 a day, or, cutting back on something small for entertainment. Not saying you have to sacrifice everything, but make these small steps. And once you make these small steps, you can make them into habits. I've tried to tell these to people, with bad habits too, like a cigarette smoker. It's hard to just go from somebody, if they smoke a pack a day, to nothing. Try cutting down to half a pack, and then 9, and then 8, then 7, and just do that slowly. It's these habits, like that's the hardest thing they say that about cigarette smokers is, they go, they smoke after they eat, before they go to bed, when they wake up, after they eat breakfast, on their way to work. It's these habits that we do every single day that really impact us for the long term. And when we're young, we can break away from these habits a lot easier. So I just, for everyone, I think we can break away from these habits. But if we do these small steps to break out of the rut, the rut in life, it'll change your life dramatically. It's something I've definitely learned, and I hope that this provides value to you in your life. There's small ways we can cut back too, and there's ways that we can make things more efficient. For example, I've learned to change my own oil in my car. Now that's not suitable for everyone. It's saving me money, but I think there's a lot of easy things that you can learn to do, and I want to make a course of videos upcoming to talk about some of these things. For example, I want to make a video to where I can show you how to do an oil change. When you make these small little changes and you make these efficiencies to changing things, you can create a lot of synergies that kind of work together through margin, cutting back on things or improving something. When you improve your health, you're walking more, doing this, doing that, exercising, you're hitting the gym, whatever you can do, it'll make long-term efficiencies. Synergies is a good word. Businesses look for these, to create synergies, to make things more efficient. And when you create your balance, your balance sheet, and your fitness and your health, you create long-term synergies, efficiencies, and they will just compound. They will compound and compound in your life, and you'll find ways of improvement that you'll never even thought were imaginable. I've noticed it. If you take the journey with me and make these changes, I think that we can all find these improvements. I see a lot of people that are just walking through life like a zombie. They wake up, they shower, they go to work, they get off work, they do this, they eat dinner, they go to bed. If you can create these efficiencies through this or that and try to break out of that habit, you'll find other things that will make your life better. And it may not be tomorrow, but that's the same way if you're trying to lose weight. You can't just, if you're trying to, let's say, lose 20 pounds, you can't just expect everything to, if you do this or that, to change tomorrow. You have to create these long-term efficiencies. You have to, like I said, you have to maybe walk, let's say, a couple miles a day, or, cut back on, soda, or cut back on ice cream, or, whatever the case is, whatever you pizza, you pick it. You have to cut back on these things, and they'll develop into long-term efficiencies. There was a book when I was reading, and it was talking about these kind of compounding efficiencies, where three identical people, same weight, same health, same age, they both stick to the same diet. One of them changed their diets. They cut out like 100 something calories a day. The other person added 100 something calories a day. The person in the middle, they stayed the same. They stick to the same diet. Person in the middle stayed the same weight. The person on the that cut out the 150 calories a day, they ended up, it took a long time, but it was like 18 months. Then they lost like 33 pounds. It's these small term compounding efficiencies that create long-term improvement. So if we can develop these small habits of change, we can create long-term improvement. I think everybody, our society has created something that we just want a quick fix for everything. And you see it in the info commercials. Everybody wants a quick fix for everything. Your skin has ages. Get this magical cream, everything will be fixed. It's these long-term changes that we can do in small steps that'll dramatically change our lives. We just have to stick to them. And I think it helps if you write down these efficiencies, if you write it down as a goal. Visualizing it is something that is underrated. People don't know how much it changes everything. I write down my goals. I try to have a monthly goal, and then I usually do a 12 month goal. I want to. I put on their financial goals. I put on their health goals. I write it down. I put it on the edge of my bed so I can see it every morning. Every morning when I get up, I see it. It stares me in the face. It daunts me. If you could tack that to your wall like I do, I think that would be a really good thing. I want that to stare you in the face every day. These things that you want to happen. A year is a long time, but it goes by really quickly. It's just these days that compound together and they add up. And when you create these small-term efficiencies, wake up a little wiser than when you went to sleep, or when you wake up or go to bed a little wiser than you woke up. Something a famous investor said, Charlie Munger. And if you can wake up a little wiser, or go to sleep a little wiser than you woke up, I can't talk today, then you'll create these long-term efficiencies. That's all. Stay tuned. We're going to make more videos about talking about ways that you can improve your life. This is just kind of a general summarization of what all these efficiencies could be. So stay tuned. We're going to get in more detail. That there's a lot of ways and a lot of small steps, and we're going to walk through those. It's going to be kind of like a series we're going to do. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.